Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, and welcome to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform that gives you quality news and information on everything happening in Biafran territory. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure you turn on your notification because we will be notifying you on all the news and information in Biafran land. Now, the video you're about to watch is the live interview of Musa, the chief of defense, the chief of army staff, of the Geological Republic of Nigeria. Where once again, during this interview, he has also, agreed to the terms that a guerrilla warfare is happening in Biafran land. So he has clarified it in as much as he is also telling you guys that Nigeria is not well equipped enough to handle, certain issues concerning WAR. No wonder, they are actually scared of the Biafran Liberation Army. The reality is that I think Musa knows. He knows that he cannot go toe to toe with the Biafran Liberation Army. I'm not trying to hype anybody or hype the BLA. The reality is that we have seen. There is a saying that seeing is believing. We've seen what the BLA, are capable of doing. Generally, Biafrans have this strong will, in getting what they want, no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult things seems to be. They have this will of, achieving their purpose, finding a way, to survive. They are survival. They are survivalist, actually. So they have that will already, and that is why even during the civil war, it was easier for them to survive. It was easier for them to find a way, to fight because of their strong will. You see them making weapons with limited facilities. That was where the creation of the Ubunigwe and the rest came out from. Not that the zoo does not have the money or the income to generate, to pay for equipment. But the reality is that because of how corrupt the country is, because of how messed up the country is, you see them, not being able to reach to a particular level of getting these equipments. So in every ramification, anyhow it wants to be, it is now clear to the world that the Nigerian government, the zoo government, are in WAR with the Biafran government. So everything the BLA are doing is vindicated because they are fighting a just cause. You cannot continue, to trample on them and expect them, to just watch you buy their people and go scot-free. Let us listen to the interview of Musa before we go further.
It's a culturally rich country with abundant mineral resources, but it continues to struggle with security challenges. Banditry remains a significant issue in the northern region, and movements such as the Biafra agitation in the southeast and the Yoruba Nation agitation in the southwest further complicate the security landscape. To effectively address these security concerns, it is crucial to have strong governance, community engagement, strategic coordination among security agencies, and active citizen participation. Well, joining us in our Abuja studio is General Christopher Wabi Musa, the Chief of Defense Staff. And also joining us in the studio to have this conversation is Sam Omashe. But let's first of all say good morning to the General. Good morning, General Christopher Musa. Can you hear us? Yes.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Good morning, General.
Thank you very much.
Right. Sam.
Yes, I want you to assess the state of security in the country generally vis-a-vis your strategy to make things better.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sure all Nigerians are fully aware about how things used to be before and how things have begun to get better. I've always said that we're not where we want to be, but I think we're heading in the right direction. We always continue to appeal to Nigerians to remain positive, support the armed forces and security agencies. We cannot do it alone. We need the support of everyone. And the challenges we're facing, firstly, is not only in Nigeria. You know, the whole sub-region is engulfed, the African continent. In fact, the entire world is going through so many challenges. So it is no different. And because we are not isolated, this insecurity also gets across to us. But what we need to do not to despair is to stand up to the challenges ahead and then face them squarely. And that's exactly what we're doing. It was extremely very bad. Like I said, security, asymmetric warfare, the presence of non-state actors should never be allowed to start in any country. The best thing to do is to nib it in the bud, because it's a very difficult operation. You are dealing with people you don't know. We only identify these guys when you see them carrying arms. If they are not carrying arms, they're just like normal civilians, and you are duty bound to protect them. So that's why this one is different from the conventional kind of warfare, where you know your enemy, you know where they are, you know how to go about them. So confronting the current challenges is all of society approach. Every Nigerian has a role to play. Every individual living in Nigeria also has a role to play. And I think we're working towards that together.
Right. And like some other Nigerians, we must commend the effort of the military so far at addressing the matter of insecurity in the country. And if you look at the papers this morning, Senator Ali Ndume is saying that there is the need to engage the services of military contractors to wipe out terrorists. And he went ahead to also say that military, civilian JTF are ill-equipped to carry out the task of eliminating remaining insurgents. How do you respond to this statement coming from the senator?
Senator Ndomi is somebody I know very well, and he speaks from his heart. But I know, I've been with him when I was in the theater in Maiduguri. We have met severally, and he has understood clearly that what we're facing, one, Nigeria is not isolated from the entire world. It's a new world order where insecurity prevails everywhere, and we're doing the best we can. The idea of having contractors, military contractors, is still going to be the same problem. Once they come in, they are going to aggravate your issue so that they will remain for a very long period to be able to gain more money. They are going to be very expensive. So why waste that money? Why not use that money to build your own military? Now the president has approved DICON to start production of military hardware. I can tell you for free that why this thing has been prolonged for so long, two things. One, we are signatories to human rights. And human rights demands that once we see civilians wherever we're supposed to take a military action, we stop. So that has actually mitigated against our ability to take direct action on several occasions. So that is one aspect. Two, we don't produce the equipment we need. Even with our money, getting the equipment has been extremely very difficult. You know, over time, there have been some international conspiracies that have affected us, denied us the ability to buy weapons directly, even with our own money. And besides, the Russian-Ukrainian war has made it extremely difficult getting equipment. Most of the equipment that have been produced now are being taken there to project that war. Now we have also the Israeli-Lebanon, the Israeli-Palestinian war ongoing. Those companies have given priorities to those other areas. So the only solution for us, one, we must produce what we need. Sometimes you hear people saying that the armed forces, they need currency. Convert these monies to hard currency and see what you can get. One precision missile from a drone is $200,000. Once you fire that missile, $200,000 is gone. So consider how many missiles you might need. Consider how many drones you will need. Consider how many aircrafts you need to buy. Ships. Fueling a ship alone takes how many? Over 20 trailers. And then how long does it take that to finish? So it's extremely very expensive. I always want to remind people that if you look at our budget and the budgets of other countries, America that produces all the weapons and equipment they need, their budget for this year is over $800 billion. So we know the armed forces is not the only one that is struggling, because we know there are other contending issues that the government has to deal with. So we really understand. So the idea of bringing military contractors is not it. You look at the issues on ground. What has actually taken us to where we are today? We have always mentioned the issue of good governance. The military can only do so much. We liberate a lot of areas, especially in the northeast, but then you go there, no infrastructure. There is no road, there is no water, there is no school, no hospital. We provide these things wherever we are deployed. So it makes it extremely difficult for us to do that, but we're doing the best we can. And you can see that within this period, we have taken over 300 bandit leaders, Boko Haram commanders, all criminals, both militants are also affecting our crude oil production. And we're doing so much. In the south, the production has increased because following the president's mandate, we have taken action and we're doing very well. Asymmetric warfare is not a warfare that you just switch on like on and off today. No. It's a gradual thing, because again, you are dealing with people that have ideology and you cannot read everybody's mind. So it makes it extremely difficult. But we're doing the best and we're succeeding.
Interesting stuff. So you actually alluded to the, let's say, superpowers military budget. For instance, just like you mentioned, the United States, 794 billion, according to 2023 reports. China, 292 billion. India, 81 billion. United Kingdom, $69 billion. Talking in dollar terms. Are you saying, are you invariably saying that the budget we are having for our military is not sufficient? And if that is the case, how are you working with the federal government to ensure that adequate budget is given to the military in order to prosecute war against insurgents?
Yeah, considering the economic situation in the country, we cannot have everything that we need. So we are making do what we have. And we're happy that the president has signed up the bill for DICON to start. Now we're working, their companies, original manufacturers that have actually moved in. They are coming into the country to produce those equipments. I mean, that's the best solution. Once we're able to get our equipments produced here in Nigeria, we can use them. We'll be we'll be able to use them to project our wars, and then we'll also be able to extend such to other countries, which will also earn more foreign exchange for the country. Issues of employment will be provided. So it's going to be a win-win thing for us, and that's why it's very important that we continue doing that.
There's no need of you to begin to talk or get people down. All you need to do is stay aside. When Biafra come, you have played your part. You will enter Biafra. Nobody will force you. But stop. If you know that you don't have the strength and power to do what you are supposed to do, let people who know what they are doing continue doing what they are doing. And your own is not to demoralize anybody. We are putting on our best to see that Biafra comes. If you are putting money, that money is your best you are putting to help Biafra to come. If you are putting your voice is what you are putting for Biafra to come. So if you know that you are not strong enough to hold on, you can go by the side. Let those who really have the power to do this, do it, and stop putting people's morale down because you want to sympathize with the house they are burning down. This is the advice I want to give to all of us. And you know that we are in a critical time. This critical time, all Biafrans should be vigilant. These people we are dealing with, they are like ants. They come in mass. What they do is, you see the way they bring up this refugee something. They want to try us to see how we can react. I had somebody said yesterday that they were not really doing it. They are they are joking. It's not true. But these are all the lies they sold every day. So when they bring up a matter, if we react to it, they calm down. So as they talk about Ruga the other time, they say that people reacted to it. They went back to re-strategize on how to come up. They continue to do this to know where we are quiet before they sow what they want to sow. And if you are a woman, a girl in our place, going about visiting all these people, you are doing yourself disservice, because if they pregnant you, that thing inside your stomach will be your trouble tomorrow. So, my dear brothers and sisters who are there, please let us be watchful. Let us be watchful for one another, because these people, we keep on putting strategy there. They have mapped out many stooges, so many in our place, and they give them a lot of money. You know, like they always say that our people like money. Our people, they keep on saying it. Nobody who doesn't like money. But you know, these people will always say, oh, you know, you people like money. And that is why Gowon said, if he know that Igbo people like money this way, he wouldn't have fight the war. You see, these are the same thing they are passing to one of them every day. When they show you money, they buy your mind, they buy your character, they buy who you are. So please, the time, like Dr. Matanga said, we are the closest time. Let us be one another's brother. Let us be one another's sister. Let us be one another's neighbor. Let us not fight one another now. We want to get the time is here when we all supposed not to look away or close our eyes towards where we are going, because all they are throwing at us is distraction, and internet we keep on throwing it at you every day. So, but if we consistently continue to be together, these people cannot bend us. Together we stand, divide we fall. That is what they keep on trying. Anytime they see that we are falling, they hit us more. Anytime they see us fighting each other, they hit us more. So we are fighting. This is a war. And many a times is the war they fight in the mind. So let us be together so that we can defeat these people. Because together, united we stand, but divided we fall. Zoo is falling already. It's falling because they are not together. They know that we are never one. So that is why, please, brethren, let us walk in unison. And when you talk, when you bring idea, if your brother didn't take it, don't take it personal. We are fighting corporately. We are fighting together. This fight is a fight of together. So let us not, because your idea was not brought up, you try to destroy what you are building. Let us work together. How do we work together? Everything is gearing towards the coming of Biafra. So please, brethren, let us not discourage one another. And when you have an issue with your brother, when you have an issue with your friend, please do it with brotherly mind, and that will help us. Thank you very much for this, for listening. I am staying behind to talk again. Thank you. Hello, sir. How's it going? Good.
Thank you.
Are you done your heat system?
Yeah, Frank, please can you just help bring Ben Shooks? I've been trying to click on the approval. It's not working for me. Can you help bring him to speaker? And if Frank, if you have anything to say, leave the mic to you, bro. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, my brother, Brian Williams. Thank you, great Biafrans, lovers of freedom. Our people, we are so amazing, and our freedom is now. We are not keeping our freedom for our next generation. because they might not fight it the way we are fighting. Our generation to come might not be opportune to have people like us. Yeah, brother, this okay, Benchus is here already. All right. Thank you. There is no better time to do what we are doing today. We are doing it for the next generation not to see or experience what we have experienced in Nigeria. Because every one of us here have gotten 1 to 10 ugly experiences in Nigeria. It is so because our grandparents, they tried, they fought to make sure we did not experience this ugly situation we are seeing today in Nigeria. But due to the love of money, our great warriors was betrayed. They forced them to come back and accept Nigeria. That is why we are seeing what we see today in Nigeria. But our generation today, we have known the importance of freedom and the value of freedom. And that is why we must fight till last man standing. And we are getting it right. Our freedom is closer than we think. Do you know why? Because we have a great man who never said no, who never relents, who never get tired, who never sleep at night to make sure that our generation are liberated. That is our Prime Minister. He said he will never leave this fight for any other person. He will never leave this fight of freedom to our generation to come. That he will fight to give freedom to our children and our children's children, so that we will live the life God has created us to live. Freedom is so important. It's very vital to our soul and body. Nigeria is not working for any of us. It has not worked. Not even to our grandparents. Our forefathers never enjoyed in Nigeria. They had their lives before Nigeria was created. That was the only time they enjoyed a quality life. This program today is so important. It's an open mic. We talk about the freedom of our people. We talk about insecurity. We talk about freedom of our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom Ohaneze Ndị Igbo have come out to right their junk again, pleading to the Nigeria terrorist states to give him political pardon. Is this not madness? You want to pardon a man who committed no crime known to man. You want to pardon a man. You are begging them to pardon a man whom they kidnapped Can you imagine? The man they kidnapped, going against the laws of United Nations, going against the laws of EU, going against the laws of AU. You are pleading to Nigeria terrorist state to pardon him. This is madness. This is pure madness, although we will not blame them because they will just stay in their shop or in their office, whatever their minds tell them. They will come out and write it out and publish it to their likes to read. Not people like us. Our leader must be freed and no condition must be attached to it. It's either they free him or Nigeria will crumble. And we will continue to expose the weakness of Nigeria to the world. We will continue to expose the darkest side of Nigeria to the world. That is why we are here, and this is what we'll continue to do, and we must continue to do that until Biafra is fully restored and become a sovereignty. This is our goal, this is our target, and we are almost there. We talk about IOU loan. We all know what this IOU loan stands for. This is to support the liberation of our people, and at the end, you will get your money back 100%. Endeavor to be part of this program. Nobody will do this for us. You don't expect the criminals, billionaires in our place to support our liberation because Nigeria made them who they are. We don't expect them to come alongside with us to do this great fight of liberation. They don't know the importance of freedom. All they care about is their property, their money in the bank, their shop, or whatever investment they have gotten, illegally gotten. But people like us are here. And we must continue to be here to fight, to speak for the liberation of our people. We talk about Biafra mass exodus, which will be the greatest mass exodus of this century. The freedom of Biafra will bring back our people in various parts of the world, in various countries of the world. We have our people in many countries. They will come back home. The freedom of Biafra will be the freedom of Africa as a whole, because Biafra will stand as a light. Biafra will shine as a light. Biafra will stand so tall to liberate any African nation that needs freedom. And many countries we emulate the pattern of our freedom fight. Because in the history of freedom fight, no country, no nation of the world have fought the way we are fighting today, which is that new dimension. Our leader told us that our prime minister is coming up with a new dimension. This is the new dimension we are seeing today. It's not easy to fight even ordinary politicians from our regions, because they are demons, they are criminals, they are murderers. It's not easy to fight them. But our prime minister is fighting them head on. It's not easy to fight Nigeria as a country. I give them this. Let me just give them this as so that our foreign listeners will know what we are talking about. But Nigeria is not calling them a country, just giving them credit. Our prime minister is fighting Nigeria today and bending them, making them to go down to their knees. Not only Nigeria, with their friends. Nigeria has a lot of collaborators, it has a lot of friends, there are a lot of countries that have special interests in Nigeria, not because of who they are, because of the mineral resources God has deposited in our land. That is their key of interest, not for the life of every one of us. No. It is not easy. We must give kudos to this young man and his entire cabinet. In that vein, I want to appreciate all the honorable members here present, the ministers listening now present, and those that will join us later. I want to appreciate you all for your great works, for your resilience, for your doggedness, because it takes a great heart to do what you cabinet members are doing today. And all of us, all the comrades, it's not easy. I give it to you all. I hid my mic here. Thank you. I appreciate you all for coming around.
Thank you, Mazi Frank. Thank you, Brian. I welcome back again Dr. Masan.
Benchus. I beg, stay muted.